Hi Minewind. I am gonna talk about some weapon stats and how to choose your best weapon to essence up and use as your main melee weapon. This is only about melee weapons. I'm not talking about bows because bows are pretty straightforward. You just go for the highest power one. Which essences to consider, etc. I might feature in a future video. This is just about melee weapons, and it will probably be pretty interesting. To start off, I'll show why it will be interesting. So before me, I have my no armor alt. He has 24 HP. This is because he has a bug on him. He has 1 row and 2 extra hearts. You should see it under the chat. Besides that, he has no armor, and I will heal him repeatedly. I am also using a mod to read health values. These health values will be useful in getting exact numbers, which I'm also using to calculate stuff. Let's start with my sharpness 30 diamond hoe and a sharpness 30 golden hoe. Both of these have 16.5 attack damage in their sheet. Different attack speeds, but that shouldn't matter for a single hit, right? They should deal the same amount of damage. So the hoe deals 2.5 damage around about, which is, well, that's way less than 16.5, but maybe Minewind is just scaling damage down since we have so many crazy damage things. But then I attack with my golden hoe, and suddenly we are at 17.1 health after the hit, which means 7 damage per hit, around about. That's way more than double from the diamond scythe, even though they have the same sheet damage. A TLDR, damage is a little bit based on the attack speed of the item. The higher the attack speed, the less damage it deals. Base damage is still important, but let's just I'll cut to the chase. Stone eggs is the highest damage in the game. At least, yeah, the best scaling of base damage, and you can increase base damage with sharpness. So a stone axe is the best melee weapon in the game. So let's start with a sharpness 5 netherite sword, after that the sharpness 5 netherite axe, and a stone axe, also sharpness 5. The damage per hit is 4 of the sword. Obviously an axe deals more damage per hit, that still tracks, but then the stone axe deals more damage than the netherite axe. What's wrong here? The stone axe should deal less damage. Why does it deal more? The answer is a stone axe has less attack speed, and since the axe is slower, it scales its damage better. That's how the game, I guess, calculates damage. And thus, yeah, it deals more damage. Remember, these values seem pretty small. Like, it's not even 1 full point of damage more. Remember, these are sharpness 5 items. They're not sharpness 30. And there's no essences on these. The gap only grows by, grows much larger with higher sharpness levels and higher multipliers. I can show sharpness 30 levels on a different spreadsheet, although I will not release all the info I have. So I think people that are really into the topic can shoot me a message and maybe convince me that I share the spreadsheet or pay me. Both are fine with me. Otherwise, I guess you have to trust me and the little evidence I show with sharpness 5 items. You are obviously free and more than welcome to try stuff yourself. I can always do stuff wrong, but I feel like my method is pretty good. Yeah. Now you may think hey, Teletot, it's fine that these things deal more damage per hit, but a sharpness 5 netherite sword also has more attack speed. And there I go into this in the math section a bit more, but I just say I tested it, and it's actually surprising. The stone axe still deals more damage, and there the gap only grows in damage per second. A little advice for all the PvPers: it is always more valuable to attack every 0.5 seconds. The reason for that is there's an iframe which lasts for exactly 0.5 seconds. Like even a spam click, damage only registers once every 0.5 seconds. And the highest damage per second is waiting like that amount of time. Doing full swings is less damage per second, no matter what weapon you use, swords, axes, etc. Which also means a stone axe deals more damage when you use like the spam click method. Not spam click per se, but I hope you know what I mean. Yeah, that's about it with the TLDR version. I guess one last thing or two last things. I would say interesting about this is if you use axes, haste actually becomes the first time in Minewind history where it's actually like really meta, because people use anti-knockback and axes deal the most damage period. So getting haste is actually like a DPS boost. Again, I'm not going to reveal the numbers on the exact DPS boosts from strength and haste for free. If people want to know them, I can share them. I don't have a set price yet. I will also release further info in upcoming videos around essence strategies and what to do. How to do 5 essences sort, getting the permanent health boost that my alt has, and some other stuff, which are mostly bugs, I guess. But they've been bugs for a few months, and at this point I'd rather share the knowledge with everyone, so there's an even playing field as much as there can be. Yeah, that's the TLDR part of the video. You can click off now if you don't care about maths or proofs. See you in a bit. Okay, we're at home in the spreadsheet lands. This is one page of several. I will only be showing this one for the video. Yeah, there's way more info out there. I don't know what all I want to release. I don't know. I feel like I definitely should monetize some of it. If nothing comes out of it, that's fine as well. I just want to release the most interesting stuff, because I think this might shake up the meta. Might be interesting, might be fun. I hope it's fun. So yeah, let's get to explaining this. First, I compared the few weapons, sharpness 5 stone axe, netherite axe, and netherite sword. Remember, these are sharpness 5, sharpness 30 scales way higher. I've done 3 different kinds of hits on them. A full normal hit, so full cooldown recovery of the hit. 0.5 second delay, so waiting for the iframe to wear off. And spam clicking as fast as possible. Also interesting just how much damage you lose by spam clicking, which, yeah, you definitely shouldn't spam click. These 2 rows are just for calculation purposes. As you saw, like, I was able to look at health values. These are not important for you. For the sake of the video, I'll blur them out. This is your last chance to look at them. You can pause the video. I'm not hiding anything here, just making it easier to follow. So, first, we have a sharpness 5 stone axe does 6.7 damage per hit. We've seen that in a video. That translates to 5.38 damage per second, because a stone axe doesn't hit, like a full hit can't be done every second because it has 0.9 attack speed. That's what this equation is for. It's just the damage times 0.8. Yeah, 0.8. If you do 1 hit every 0.5 seconds, that means you attack twice a second. So if we deal 5.2 damage for a hit where we wait 0.5 seconds, then we deal that times 2, which is 10 damage per second. If you just compare these values to the other values of the netherite axe and netherite sword, we know they can't really compare with them. The netherite axe comes close, but remember, these are sharpness 5 values. Growth is not exponentially, but it is a multiplicative function, so the gap does grow over time. It doesn't stay the same. But yeah, let's just a quick look into netherite. The netherite axe, if you only do full swings, the netherite axe is actually better, just because it has like a 1 attack speed. Full swing is always better there. but if you do half a second delay, you're already 1 damage off, a little bit more than that even. And also interesting for swords, it's the same. You should, if you're not critting, definitely attack every 0.5 seconds and not wait for the full swing. The only times where you actually want to wait is if you're crit spamming. It is quite complicated to properly calculate how much damage you gain by having crit plus and critting, and how your strength calculates into that, etc. So I will not include that in this video. I may not have calculated that even, but if someone's really interested and a crit enjoyer, I can calculate that for some dosh, for some cash, for some money. Otherwise, it will remain a mystery, which is fine with me. Crit spamming is pretty boring anyways. So yeah, a sword, pretty bad off. Remember, these are sharpness 5 values. The gap being this big means, that hurts everyone with a sharp 30 sword with like a bazillion essences. Maybe time to swap, maybe time to get a stone axe, I don't know. Or at least a netherite axe. But yeah, that's about it. I don't think I want to go too much into detail about everything. If anyone has questions, feel free to message me. Anything related to the calculations, anything beyond the scope, I may or may not choose to reply. After all, it's like sharing knowledge shouldn't be free most of the time. So have a great day. Bye.